The 59-minute baseball practice is a unique video resulting from more than 12 years of highly successful baseball coaching experience. When he began to coach youth baseball teams, Marty Shupak noticed many teams' practices were an hour and a half to 2 hours long, consisting largely of batting practice. He saw that most players were not improving their baseball skills and were often bored. Motivated to change this, Coach Shupak observed a variety of youth baseball league, high school, and college practices. He noted what worked, what didn't, and what kept players motivated and focused. From this experience, Coach Shupak developed drills and fun games which enabled him to run a stimulating and effective youth baseball practice in under 1 hour. This video will show over 30 different drills a coach can use. Most can be expanded or changed to fit your team's needs. For parents, many drills can be done in your own backyard. Go through the video more than once and be creative. If you want to change or customize these drills, do it. Most important, remember the goals Coach Shupak teaches all of his players. Improve as individuals. Improve as a team. Have fun. The line throw drill is a warm-up drill. Players assemble in 2 lines between third base and shortstop. Each player picks up the ball closest to him and throws to first base. You set up 2 lines of balls in front of each of the players. Once a player takes his turn, he moves to the end of the next line. The benefit of this drill is improving accuracy throwing to first base. The third base drill is an excellent warm-up drill. We have a third baseman, first baseman, and catcher, each with a backup. 2 balls are used. The coach hits between 3 and 5 ground balls to the third baseman, who throws to first.
Hey, let's rotate, guys. Hustle.
After both players at third base have a turn, the coach will yell, "Rotate," and the players will rotate positions clockwise. The benefit of the drill is developing good infield throwing and catching skills. The lead drill is an excellent skill drill that produces a number of benefits for players. We do this drill to get players used to catching the ball on the run.
Ready, go.
We have 1 line of players, and on the go command, the first player runs while the coach throws the ball, leading the fielder. For younger players, this drill can be done with a tennis ball or a soft-covered ball. For older players, especially those in junior high and high school, this drill is a great conditioning drill. The biggest benefit is developing hand-eye coordination while the fielder is on the move. The line master drill is a simple, fun throwing and catching drill that players enjoy.
Ready, go.
This drill is an excellent early in the season drill and is especially good for younger players. We have the team line up next to each other at arm's length apart. 1 player stands in front facing them, the line master. 2 balls are used. On the go command, the line master throws to the first player in line and looks to receive a throw back. This action continues through the whole line. This drill is beneficial for a player's reaction and coordination.
Good job. Come out here, Drew. Come on, hustle back. Like any drill, safety is our main concern. On this drill, if the kids you find are too young, you could use a softball or a tennis ball for this drill until they master it, then go on to the hard ball. We also want to make sure that there's enough space between each kid so they don't get hit with the balls.
The around the horn drill can be a great indicator of how a team improves over the course of a season. Time this drill at the beginning of the season and retime the drill every couple of weeks using the same 2 teams of 6 players.
.4 seconds. Good job.
The pitcher throws to the catcher. When the catcher touches the ball, the clock starts. The ball goes to third, to second, to first, then to the catcher. The pattern then reverses, with the shortstop covering second. You'll see tremendous improvement by the end of the season. The diamond drill is a simple but excellent warm-up drill. We have 3 players at each base. The players throw the ball around the horn. After a player takes a turn, the next player takes his turn at the base. A challenge is to count how many throws the team can get in a row without a dropped or overthrown ball. Older players can actually use 2 baseballs after they perfect using 1. The benefit of this drill is players warming up and learning defensive footwork on the bases.
Mike.
The third base knee drill is another great warm-up drill that gets players used to making the long throw from third base to first. It also shows the players how important their legs are in throwing. Players benefit from understanding that we use our whole body in the game of baseball. We have a first baseman and a line of players on their knees at third base. The coach rolls each player the ball, and from his or her knees, the player tries to make an accurate throw to first. After each player has a turn, rotate positions. Emphasize that players should try to reach first base on a fly, but they don't have to. The benefit is helping the players make the long third to first base throws.
This is a drill we use the beginning of each season, and we do that because this is a soft covered ball, and a lot of these kids are really shy about catching fly balls. And we hit it with this racket, or you can use a tennis ball racket, a racquetball racket really high, and it gets the kids used to catching the ball in the glove and judging the fly ball. And if they miss it, they won't get hurt from this ball. You ready?
The goalie drill is particularly effective early in the season and for younger players. 2 cones are set up with a player between the cones. Another player or coach tries to roll balls past the player. The object of this drill is to have the player simply slap the ball away. The player should not try to catch the ball. A challenge is to see how many balls out of 10 a player can keep from getting by him. The benefit of this drill is improving a player's reaction and getting used to keeping in front of the ball. The short hop drill teaches players to be comfortable catching a ground ball on a short hop. The drill is done with 2 lines about 20 feet apart, with players on their knees. On the go command, the line with the ball throws to the other line on 1 bounce. Try to emphasize that the ball should be caught with 2 hands, and the player should not turn his head. An additional challenge in this drill is to have players put their caps a few feet in front of them. Each player tries to hit his partner's cap. The biggest benefit of this drill is helping players develop good habits catching short hops. The relay drill is one of the most popular drills with players. We have 1 infielder and 1 outfielder. On the go command, the coach tosses the ball behind the outfielder. The outfielder picks up the ball and throws it to the infielder, who then turns and tries to knock down the cones with his throw. It's very important that the infielder turns to his glove side. After each turn, the outfielder moves to the infield, and a new outfielder takes a turn. This is a great competition game. Divide into 2 teams with 2 coaches and keep score. A team receives 1 point if the outfielder reaches the infielder on a fly, and 2 points if the infielder knocks the cones down. The two-line relay drill is another competition players enjoy. We have two lines of players, and on the go command, the first player picks up the ball and throws to the player behind him, and so on. The ball then has to get to the front of the line. After each turn, be sure to rotate the line.
Okay, get ready. We're going to go again. Ready, set, go.
Look at him, right here, right here. Come on.
The importance of this drill is teaching players to turn to their glove side and to get the ball out of their glove as quickly as possible.
They got it.
Once the technique becomes habit, you'll be amazed at how well the players relay the ball to each other in a game situation.
Good job. Do it again.
Another variation of the relay drill is the three-man relay drill. You put only 3 players on a team, and the last player finishes the drill by touching a base with his or her glove. Remember that the middle player always throws to the glove side.
Good job.
Always rotate the players after each turn. You can put a lot of 3-man teams on the field as long as you keep them spread out. The reaction drill is a fast-moving drill for both players and coaches. It's best to use soft-covered balls or tennis balls for younger players. We set up a square with 4 cones. On the go command, the first player will run from one cone to another cone, and as the player turns, the coach will throw him the ball. The player rolls the ball back, and the coach continues to throw a ball at each additional cone. You can make the square as big or small as you want. This drill helps players get used to catching a ball on the run or covering a base and turning around quickly. Like most of our drills, you can set up 2 squares and use another coach. You can also make up your own type of competition, like consecutive catches.
An item we use every practice for the players is what we call a rag ball. Now it's very safe and it's very easy to use. What we do is we take a rag, tie it into a knot, something like this, roll it up so it's like a ball, take 2-inch masking tape, we wrap it around. Now this is very safe for the players. They enjoy using it. And also when you do these drills, which you'll see on the video, against the screen or a fence, it helps save the screen or fence because it's not a hard ball that the players are hitting into it. And there we have the rag ball.
In the ragball drills, we do 3 different drills simultaneously. We do the soft toss drill, bunt drill, and hitting off the tee. Each player has a partner and goes through a bucket of rag balls before going on to the next drill. Each player goes through each drill once. In the toss drill and hitting off the tee drills, we try to emphasize that the ball should not go above the height of the hitter. The benefit of these 3 drills is providing a large number of repetitions of these important skills in a short period of time. The rapid throw drill is a great drill for practicing getting the ball out of your glove. We have 2 lines of players, and each player has a partner. On the go command, each team of 2 throws to each other as many times as they can within 30 seconds. The team with the most throws wins. It's very important in this drill to keep the players widely spaced apart for safety reasons. The circle drill is a quick and simple drill that can be set up as a competition with 2 teams and 2 circles. A circle is formed with 6 to 12 players. One player starts by throwing a ground ball to another player in the circle. This is done continuously for 30 seconds to a minute, with the coach counting how many clean ground balls are fielded. Remember, a player can throw to anyone in the circle except the player next to him. Try this with 2 balls or as a competition with 2 circles. The benefit of this drill is providing lots of practice fielding ground balls, improving players' reaction time.
Ready position. That's it.
The rundown drill is a drill that teaches this much needed but often lacking skill. It can involve up to 9 players simultaneously in 3 separate rundowns. We always try to get the fielders to run the runner back to the base he came from. We can also make this a game, giving 1 point to the base runner if he gets safely back to the base he came from, and 2 points if he safely advances a base. The fielders get 1 point for an out. The benefit is learning the concept of the rundown and keeping the runner from advancing a base.
Keep it going. You're doing beautiful.
The scream drill teaches the players how important it is to communicate.
I got it!
We usually do this drill with 2 coaches, 1 on each baseline. The coach tries to throw the ball between 2 fielders. A fielder making the catch has to aggressively call off the other fielders.
I got it!
The biggest benefit of this drill is to get the players familiar with each other and to understand the importance of clearly calling for fly balls. The wild pitch drill is a skill drill for catchers and pitchers. We have a base runner at third, a pitcher, and a catcher. The coach places a ball so the catcher does not see it. On the go command, the catcher has to find the ball as the pitcher covers home. The catcher throws to the pitcher, who tags the runner coming from third base. It's very important that the players realize this is a fielding drill, and the base runner should slow up about 5 feet before reaching home to avoid any
Good
injury.
job. That's it. Way to block the play.
The biggest benefit of this drill is for pitchers and catchers to practice their coverage of home on a wild pitch. The first base overthrow drill is very similar to the wild pitch drill. The coach places the ball behind first base. On the go command, the runner from first takes off toward second, and the first baseman looks for the ball, picks it up and throws to second to try to get the runner out.
That was good. Go.
This is a great drill for rotating players at each position. The benefit here is teaching the players that they should not rush their throws.
Oh, that was nice.
There are numerous pitching drills. In the pitcher balance drill, we emphasize to our players the importance of balance in pitching. In this drill, the coach stands behind the pitcher. The pitcher does not have the ball. As he goes into his windup and lifts his front leg up, the pitcher stops, and the coach counts to 3 before handing the pitcher the ball. The pitcher then continues his windup.
1, 2, 3.
When the pitcher is in position with his front leg up, he should be balanced. The benefit of this drill is teaching pitchers the importance of balance.
Before we go on, I'd like to speak to you about bunting. Bunting is a very fundamental part of baseball, and I consider it very important. I urge all you parents, coaches, and managers to practice bunting at every practice. Even with the younger kids, 9 and 10-year-olds, you could practice bunting. You could use a rag ball, or you could use a tennis ball if you're concerned about them getting hurt. But please, practice bunting and even do it at an early age.
We teach 2 types of bunts, the pivot bunt and the square bunt. In the pivot bunt, the player does not lift his feet but only pivots on the front of his feet. On the square bunt, the player moves both feet so that his or her body is squarely turned toward the pitcher. Notice the top of the bat is higher than the bottom.
Good. Okay.
Each player should practice each type of bunt. On the square bunt, make sure the player does not step on home plate because that's an out. Remember, bunting is a very important and fundamental part of baseball that can be taught at a very early age. The broom handle drill is another bunting drill. The player uses a broom handle that is a lot thinner than a baseball bat. We also use the rag balls in this drill.
Good.
The coach pitches the rag balls. The player doesn't necessarily have to bunt the ball fair, but simply has to make contact with the rag ball. This is a great drill to do at home in your backyard. The benefit of this drill is having the players focus harder on the ball while bunting.
Good. Good.
Another bunting drill is the bunt and glove drill. Using tape or rope, we attach an old baseball glove to a bat. The purpose of this drill is to teach players not to swing or push the bat forward while bunting. Players practice to try to catch the ball in the glove while in the bunting position. A player doesn't necessarily have to catch the ball as much as make the effort. The benefit of this is teaching players to have a soft bat while bunting.
Before we go on, I'd like to talk about an aspect of baseball which I consider very important and underrated part of the game, and it's base running. Now, I spend between 5 to 10 minutes at each practice practicing base running, and you'll see some drills where you can practice base running. It's very important for, I think, 3 big reasons. Number 1, it'll help the players concentrate more in the game. Number 2, to learn the game better. And number 3, with good base running, especially the younger kids, you can get anywhere from 1 to 3 extra runs a game.
The first base running drill we do is to practice our team signs.
Indicator, steal. Indicator, fake steal. Indicator, delayed steal. Pay attention now. Look at me. We're going to go through it a couple times. We have 2 bases, get twice as much done. When you go home, you want to stop short about 5 feet. You're not going to try to beat it. Good, okay, good job. Go fast. That's it.
We always teach our players to bounce off the base. An extra set of bases is added around the diamond so we can get twice as many players involved. We also encourage our players never to take their eye off the ball when the catcher is throwing the ball back to the pitcher. The biggest benefit of this drill is encouraging players to concentrate a lot more while they're on base. Another excellent base running drill is the bounce and run drill. We have all the base runners line up at second base. We have 3 fielders, a third baseman, shortstop, and first baseman. The coach throws a ground ball to shortstop or third base. The base runner bounces off the base and goes to the next base only when he sees the fielder let go of the ball. He then goes from third to home on the next ground ball. This is a very effective base running drill. The benefit here is teaching base runners to be aggressive. Another base running drill is the tagging up drill. This is a simple drill using all 3 outfielders. The base runners line up at first base. The coach throws the ball to one of the outfielders. The runner comes off the base and, as the catch is made, goes back and tags up before going to the next base. The benefit is giving the players a chance to learn the skill of tagging up. The next drill is the 3-base sliding drill.
All right, guys, make sure this drill, so everybody take off our shoes. We're going to do it on socks, do it in the outfield grass, so it gives us a chance to slide better into the base. And the base this way is not a breakaway base, all right? So you're not going to get hurt, okay? All right, Andrew, you ready to demonstrate? Go. All right, guys.
Players love this drill. It's a quick, easy drill with each player getting a lot of turns in a short period of time. The benefit of this drill is to give players confidence when they slide in a game. Remember, it's important for players to raise their hands as they start to slide. Also, it's important to emphasize not to start the slide too early or too late.
Good job. Okay.
A strategy we use in games is the bunt man on third play. As in the bounce and run drill, if there are fewer than 2 outs, we have the batter bunt to third. The runner on third bounces off the base and breaks for home when the fielder lets go of the ball. Always coach the runner to slide, because there is almost always a throw home. To defend the bunt man on third play, the shortstop will cover third as the third baseman fields the ball. This will help freeze the runner at third. If the runner is too far off the base, the shortstop yells out a prearranged code word, like green, and the third baseman turns and throws to the shortstop covering third. A creative, fun game that all players enjoy is a game called baseball football.
Guys, listen up. Touch football with tennis balls. One tennis ball. The only difference is you need gloves. When you take
Played like old-fashioned touch football, a tennis ball is used as the football. All players have their baseball gloves on. Each defensive player has 2 baseballs in his or her glove. When a pass is completed, the defensive player must tag the ball carrier with the glove hand. If a baseball falls out, play continues. Just a fun game, but even in this game, players learn the importance of keeping the ball in their glove. As mentioned earlier, bunting is a very big part of baseball, and you can teach players how to bunt at a very young age. We begin each batting practice with a little bunting drill. We give each player 3 swings. But before swinging away, each player gets 2 bunt attempts. We set up 3 cones on the third baseline. If the ball is bunted between the middle and left cones, a player gets 2 extra swings. If the ball is bunted between the middle cone and the right cone, a player gets 1 extra swing. With the 3 swings and some good bunts, a player can get up to 7 swings. This drill is particularly effective in getting players to work harder to perfect their bunting. The continuation drill is another batting drill that teaches the players an important aspect of hitting. This drill teaches players to cut down or ease up on their swing and just make contact with the ball. The drill works like this. Each player gets a number, say 1 through 12. Number 1 bats and gets a potential 5 swings. If the ball he hits is caught on a fly, or the batter swings and misses or fouls it off, the batter is out and the next player is up. The player stays up if he hits a ground ball or a fly ball or line drive that is not caught. Remember, when a player has 2 strikes, he just wants to make contact, and this reinforces that concept. Make sure there are always players on deck. And because of the speed of this drill, there's a lot of movement with players running on and off the field. Make sure safety is taken into consideration. Don't pitch until the fielders are in place.
This number 3, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. That's 1. Who got it? He's out. Hustle in, hustle out. Come on.
The hole in the diamond drill is similar to the continuation drill. It is set up with only 2 infielders, one between first and second, and the other between second and third. If the ball gets by these infielders on the ground, it's a run. If it's caught by the infielder, hit foul, missed, or hit on a fly out of the infield, it's an out. The 2 infielders must stay on the dirt in the infield. Like the continuation drill, the benefit of this drill is teaching the batters to cut down on their swing and make contact with the ball. It's very beneficial for situations when a player has 2 strikes in a game. The favorite batting drill is home run derby. This is the one time we tell players to try to hit home runs. To make it fair, we move home plate toward the fence. To make it fairer for the younger players, we have a home plate for each age. The younger the player, the closer home plate is to the fence. While this drill is fun, it also helps players realize that swinging for the fences is more often than not unsuccessful. This is a great reward drill at the end of a productive practice. Each player gets 5 tries, and they receive 1 extra swing each time a home run is hit. Varying your drills from practice to practice will help keep your players interested and motivated. Include the drills that best meet the needs of your team, and customize the drills as you see fit. Remember to involve as many players in each drill as possible, so that no one is excluded for long periods of time. This is a sample practice about an hour in length that lets your players practice a variety of running, fielding, and hitting skills. You can structure a practice that will be challenging and fun for your players, even if you don't have access to a field. Here's an example. We hope you've enjoyed the video, and we hope you have a successful season.